Do you know there's a psychology of learning? Do you know there's a psychology in learning? I am a teacher. I teach and train people on how to speak English and French and public speaking effectively. So we coach people on a daily basis on how to master their speaking skills using language. So we know the importance of language. Language is a tool. Language is like a computer, it's like a microphone, it's like a book, it's like a pen. Language is the key to all your successes. A lot of people neglect this area. But I tell you, if you cannot communicate effectively, you cannot sell yourself, you cannot sell your product, you cannot sell what you do. Because it is how you communicate that will now give people the clues to what you're doing and your relationship with them. No man is an island. And so you need other people to succeed. But you need to relate to them and with them. So what I do is bottle up all the language learning skills, bring them up and bottle them up so that you can learn very fast. So you don't need to spend countless hours memorizing rules that you might not necessarily need on a daily basis. In fact, every language has essential areas you need to know to be able to communicate 80% or 80% of your communication revolves around 20% of the language. And so what we do is we bottle these things up, these 20%, meaningful 20%, and give them to you. So you learn them very fast and become effective. A lot of people use their eyes to learn a language, and that's one of the worst things you can do at the beginning. You do not learn a language with your eyes. You learn a language with your ears, not your eyes. When you were a child, you were listening to your parents. You were not reading a book. No. You were a baby and listening to your parents. In fact, you started speaking your language before you went to school to read or study the grammar of your language, isn't it? And that is the method we use to teach you how to master English and French effectively. Because if you don't understand people, you cannot master the language well. You might not read all the books in the language. You might recite all the poems in the language, but that's not a good mastery of the language. It does not show a good mastery of the language. By the time you start listening and hearing the language and understand exactly what people are saying, then that gives you an edge. And that is what we'll focus on. We use the Pareto principle to really bottle up all the 20% of the language skill that you need to develop. That'll give you 80% of the result. That makes a difference. And finally, there's no way you can master a language without practice. So what we do is we provide a platform where you practice. In fact, some people say practice makes you perfect. I go one step further. Practice makes you improve. Because perfection does not exist, isn't it? Because you can always better your best. So we put you on a platform where you practice. In the comfort of your home, we make you practice. You practice speaking the language. You recite the language and practice. We drill you because we know that that's what you're going to do when you meet somebody. When you meet somebody on the road, they always ask you, do you speak a language? Then nobody asks you, do you read a language? So why do you spend your time reading when you spend most of your time speaking? So we make you speak the language in order for you to go out and become an effective speaker of the language. Until next time, friends, please keep shooting for the moon because you might miss and land among the stars. Thank you.